This is like waiting for the bride to arrive. I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, all right, hello everybody. Welcome to the shoe section at the Armory Tribeca. Up here is obviously where we keep the shoes. So we do a little bit of Carmina, we do a little bit of Yohei Fukuda, we do a little bit of Solivier, a little bit of Alden, and of course the Armory shoes themselves. Today though, what I want to show you is this. So these are a pair of Yohei Fukuda Bespoke fitting shoes. This is for a bespoke order that I put in a while ago, and you know, because I have to line up like everyone else to get my shoes from Yohei. They just came, and I'm pretty excited. So I commissioned with him a pair of butterfly loafers, so named because they have this strap that twists over itself, and it sort of reminds you of butterfly wings. This is the leather I do intend to be using, so it's this kind of like a museum calf effect. It actually is museum calf, to be honest. In a tan and a medium brown. I've never owned this style of shoe before, like a museum calf style of shoe before, so I'm actually quite excited for it. With the fitting shoes, Yohei Fukuda actually has his apprentices make this. So it's good practice for the apprentices, and they are expected to make it up to the standard of the normal shoe. So the actual upper itself is really nice. Like the quality of the leather, despite it being a fitting shoe that's going to get chucked, like the quality of the upper is outstanding. You know, the last was made by Yohei himself. Yohei still does all those lasts himself. And then rather than attach a real sole onto it, in fact, we have some Yoheis here, right? Like a real Yohei sole should at least look like that, not like that, right? This is cemented on, and it's really just to be worn a couple times to give you a sense of like how the shoe will fit. Whereas, you know, a completed sole should have a welt, should have an outsole, and should just be quite a bit more substantial and detailed than that. Plus you can obviously wear it outside. So let's give these a whirl and see how they feel. Moment of truth. Ooh, I like that sound. Oh, in fact, before I go anywhere, I wanted to talk. You know, I often notice people, right, when they put on shoes with a shoehorn, they like to like jam it right down to the bottom, like they're digging for gold or something, you know, when it's like, you don't need to. Like the point of the shoehorn is just to allow your heel in, and that's it. You can even use a credit card if you want. I have on many occasions, especially like half drunk, stumbling out of a Japanese restaurant in Tokyo, like put on my shoes using a credit card because they don't have a shoehorn handy. Anyway, enough of that. Fit-wise, these feel pretty good. So they're sticking around my ankle well, feels good in the instep. My foot feels secure, feels held in. It might be a touch narrow here at toe number 4, but that might not be a bad thing. I sort of want the almond toe to be a little bit rounder, not quite as pointed. So I think if Yohei adds a little bit more here, he can kind of take that line a little bit outwards and just widen that at the same time. That should be quite nice and coherent. It is a little bit, how do I put it? It's a little bit deceptive when you have a cemented sole versus a welted sole in terms of like how the final width will look, simply because the welt is just going to be wider. Like by the time that welt is done, it's going to stick out a little bit more. It's going to make the shoe a little bit wider than it looks right now, which is relatively dainty. Also, if you actually like the dainty look and you had a particular style of shoe in mind, like for instance for a slipper for a tuxedo, right? You actually would want that very, very close line to the upper. But you know, on an everyday shoe, definitely you'd want something a little bit wider. All right, so there you go, a little presentation of my Yohei Fukuda Bespoke fitting shoes, and I guess it should be a couple more months, maybe longer, till we see the final thing, but you will see it on video when it arrives. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.